Greetings. And if you've stuck around for this, you've made it far and you should congratulate yourself. Today I'm going to be talking about just one of the things I like to do, believe it or not, is go to the bar a lot. And one of my favorite bars is a place called Union Jacks right here in my area. Not in my area, but it's, a little ways away. Anyway, I became familiar with that bar because, for one, my brother, who I spoke about in the last video, used to bartend there. Second, as a comedian, I perform there. So I do performances at Union Jacks. Um, okay, so outside of comedy, Union Jacks to me has not been very friendly. For some reason, I can handle myself very well when I'm doing comedy, and then when I go on in there on a non-comedy night, shit just gets wacky. I want to tell you guys about a couple of times when I went, and I've been three times, and all three times it was the birthday of my brother, who I spoke about in the last video. Um, so I go in there, all cool, looking all awesome. Thinking, hey, this is gonna be one awesome night. I'm gonna show these guys what a guy in a wheelchair can do. Um, Funny how shit doesn't work out. Funny how shit just really does not work out. Um, so I go, and I'm in there, and I arrived. I got there early. My brother hadn't made it yet, so I meet up with these two Army veterans from Walter Reed Medical Center. And, I start talking my shit. They start talking theirs. I tell them I'm a Special Olympian. They're like, oh man, it's so cool. You're like the coolest guy we ever met. Let us both buy you a drink. They're like, what you drinking? I'm like, get me whatever you guys got. So the first round is Bud Light. We're drinking Bud Light, no problem. That's like water to me. The second round that I bought, I asked them what they wanted. And they were like, let me get a shot of 100 proof. I was like, 100 proof? What's that? They were like, oh, it's a really strong liquor. Now I'm a little bit more savvy. But back then, it was just like, okay, so it's 100 proof. So we each get a shot of 100 proof. I take it. I'm good. For some reason, I'm fine. All right, so my brother, they finally arrive. Everybody's partying. Um, what was it? We go back to the bar. We go back to the bar and get a shot of tequila, Jose Cuervo Silver. All right, so I take the shot, and that's when shit starts to get wacky. That's when shit just completely stops. Um, I remember I was just extremely hammered. I don't even know how I got this hammered, but here's a tip: person in a wheelchair who drinks alcohol, unless you're really good at handling your alcohol, it just sits in your stomach. Like, it just sits there. So the more you drink, the more you pile on, and the more you pile on. And the more it just sits there. And of course, what happens when you drink too much. So for a normal person, it's like you guys can just as easily walk it off. Unless you've had too much, you can walk it off. But not me. Every time I drink, I have to be cautious. Like I said, I got smarter. Anyway, so as not to cause an issue, a disturbance, a bit of a scene, I always go to the bathroom and handle my business, and then come back out to keep partying. So I go to the bathroom and I puke, and of course, security at bars and clubs, they gotta do what they gotta do, but I think it's very douchebaggish to come in there and spoil the party. And they tell my brother, they're like, "Yo, dude, is your brother? Uh, is that your brother, the guy in the wheelchair?" And they're like, yeah. And they're like, well, he's fucking plastered. You gotta get him out of here. Like, either you get him out of here, but you guys can come back, or you all have to leave. But you gotta get him out of here because he can't stay. Of course, I don't remember. And when I'm drunk, I'm very apologetic. I start apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I embarrassed you. I'm sorry. Everybody's being nice. Like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So they, Somehow, some way, they're miraculously able to convince a cab driver to take me home because every cab driver in the world didn't want anything to do with me that night. They convinced the cab driver to take me home. Now, from my place to Union Jacks, it's a good 20, 25 minutes. Um, so they had to lie because, like I said, no cabbie wanted to take me home, so they had to lie. They were like, "Oh, well, he's not fucked up. You know, it's just his medical condition. It's what happens when he gets drowsy." By the way, my next video might be 101 ways you can take advantage of a person in a wheelchair, so stay tuned for that. So they're just like, oh, he's handicapped. He's drowsy. He needs to get home and have his meds. The cabbie buys it. Congrats, the guy done bought it, and now I'm in the cab. So collectively, my brother and his friends on the spot raise $40, give it to the cabbie, take me home. The cab takes me home. Somehow they come. I was sober when this happened, so I don't know how, but I was. Once they get to my house, the cab tells my parents it's an extra $50 for my troubles, and I was like, how? Like, why is it an extra $50? And they were like, your son puked in my cab. I was like, what? I don't remember anything like that. Of course you don't remember, but I looked to the side and there's the puddle of puke, just like right there. I was like, oh fuck. So that one night, it was my very first birthday party for my brother, and I wind up getting a fucking $95 cab ride, and my parents had to clean out the car, which is horrible because I feel really bad about that. So that was the first time. The first time was great. The second time, it was my brother, my brother's best friend. It was his birthday. Um, this night, like I said, I'm cool, I'm badass, I'm not thinking about nothing, despite the fact that I had a very bad conversation with my ex, and the girl that I was supposed to bring with me didn't want to come with me, so wound up taking my cousin. My cousin comes with me. The same guy that I spoke about in the last video, he comes with me to the party, to the club. Okay, so we get there, I'm looking good, man. Red, the dark blue polo and my khakis, with my black Nikes on. Um, we get there. As soon as I roll in there, this night started off a little different because, it was just the dance floor was there. So on the way there, we pre-gamed, we pre-gamed before we left my house. So I was already feeling a little bumpy, a little good, but not bad. So we go ahead and we get to the club, and this night was a little bit different because I was feeling good. As soon as I get in there, my cousin just tosses me, like literally pushes me into the middle of the dance floor. And this girl comes out of nowhere and starts grinding on me, it starts dancing on me. It was awesome. It was cool. I was just laying back in the cut like okay, I wasn't expecting to steal the show, but I did, which was awesome. It's oh god, it's one of those things where it's like I hate getting too drunk because like I want to remember her name. I want to be able to talk to her. She was talking to me the whole night. She was like, "Yo, you are really cool. I've never seen anybody do what you do. We need, let me buy you a drink. Let's hang out all night. I got a boyfriend, but I don't care tonight, so let's hang out all night." I'm like, smack dab, awesome, okay. So we start drinking. I have my Corona on top of the 3 blue moons that I had. Had my 2 Coronas. I had another blue moon, so I had 4 blue moons and 2 Coronas. And she was like, "What do you want to drink, sweetie?" I was like, toss me a Fireball. Fireball is cinnamon whiskey." She tosses me a Fireball. I chug the Fireball. I have to pee, so I go to the bathroom, do what I gotta do. All of a sudden, it was just like that one instantaneous moment right there where I just flat out fainted. Flat out, like not fainted, but like I was starting to get woozy. And the maitre d in the bathroom was like, looking at me like, "You all right, boss? You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Don't even worry about me, homie. Don't even worry. You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I pee. of course, aside from being very emotional when I'm drunk, I'm also very sleepy. So I get very sleepy when I'm drunk. So I was just thinking, hey, I peed, I burped, the worst part's over. Somehow I wind up snoozing on the toilet. And once again, security comes in like, yo, yeah, the guy in the wheelchair, if he's with your party, he's plastered again, you gotta go. And my cousin, he was mad because he told me he was talking to a hot Polish and German chick, and he blamed me for the fact that he didn't score. So we we wind up uh, we wind up going back to my cousin's house, because I was drunk, I guess. Um, didn't get to say goodbye to the girl. Didn't get to do any of that. So, go to my cousin's house. We go to sleep. The next day, he's getting ready to take me home, and he tosses me my khakis. And I look at my khakis, and I was like, "Yo, where the hell did this massive puke stain come from? Where did this massive puke stain come from?" He was like, "Dude, you don't remember?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Dude, last night you were buzzed. I mean, we stopped by McDonald's and I asked you for something and you were just like that, and you were like, don't move me, don't bother me." I was like, wow, like I actually puked on myself. I don't remember any of that, but I puked on myself. So that was night number two, and I always have a tendency to believe in life that anything you do the third time is always the charm. Third time is always a charm. So this particular night, back in January, it was my brother's. Well, I spoke about in the last video because I got a lot of brothers, so I'm gonna keep saying that. Uh, it was his birthday. Back to Union Jacks, and man, I'm dreading it all week. Like I'm scared, I'm mad. I'm even having conversations with this guy. He's like, "You better not fuck up at my party. You fuck up, I'm gonna, punch you. You better not make an ass of yourself at my party like you did the last two times." Now, granted, I didn't do anything the last time around except for hold his best friend's camera, which I had a little bit of an issue with, but it's all good, you know. So I get there, and once again, I arrive early. I arrive early, had my little eats, watched the basketball game, and then everybody starts to arrive, and I meet his friends. "Oh, what's up, bro? They know about you. We know about you. You're a fucking legend. Around these parts." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So as fate would have it, we're drinking, and this time around, I'm very smart. I made sure that I ate a lot before I came out and did what I had to do. So I ordered my Corona. Now everybody's calling me a bitch, and everybody says the Corona is piss water. It's the piss water of the beer world. So I'm drinking my Coronas. I'm 4 Coronas strong. Just my luck. I'm starting to think I'm getting tipsy. My brother, my brother is ballsing. Like it's unfair that I say he's ballsing, but because when he got there, we we had shots lined up across the table. I'm not talking two, one on each end of the table. I'm talking about we had 6, 7 shots lined up straight across. We had to drink them all. We all sang happy birthday to him. So he takes the shots, and he's drunk. I mean, a couple hours pass before we notice anything, but he's drunk. But he doesn't show it. He does a very good job of hiding how drunk he can be. So he's drinking, and he's drunk, and God Almighty, back to the scene of the crime, going to the bathroom. The maitre d recognizes me. He was like, "You okay, my boy? You doing good this time? You're not gonna throw up. We're not gonna kick you out." I'm like, "No, sir. You'll get no problem from me. Just coming to do my business." The next thing you know, I didn't hear him, but he must have followed me into the bathroom, and he's taking a piss, at the urinal. And it's funny because I tell this story, and I always smile at this portion of the story because he's holding He's holding one hand on the urinal and one hand is on his wang trying to aim where he pisses. So I come out of the stall, wash my hands. He's like, "Yo, don't you leave without me, you little shit. You're not getting drunker than me tonight." I'm like, "Okay, all right. I see we have a problem." All right, so I come out of the bathroom again. I didn't pay attention that he followed me out. His friends are getting ready to leave. I'm going to look for him. I'm thinking he finished before me. I'm going to look for him because I had a conversation with the maitre d' for 5 minutes. Uh, I'm thinking that he's already out there dancing. The next thing I know, bam! A shot goes right across my shoulder. Like he slapped the shit out of my shoulder. And he was like, "Yo, dumb fuck, say goodbye to the people that are leaving." And it was his brother and his brother's girlfriend. I was like, "Goodbye, nice to meet you." I was like, "Dude, I'm coming to look for you." He's like, "Nah, nah, nah, foreskin, you're going to the dance floor right the fuck now." I was like, "Okay." So, we're dancing, we take photos. We go back to the bar. He's like, "Yo, I want to go to the bar and get another drink." I'm like, "Okay, all right, close enough." Um, so we go. Pardon all the beeps and whistles. My phone and my Facebook are going off. So we go back to the bar. He's like, "Yo, bartender, let me get an Irish car bomb, two Irish car bombs and a Corona." I'm like, "Okay, all right. I'm not mixing, man. I'm not mixing. There's no way in hell I'm mixing." So me and his buddy, we try to trick him, like we try to fuck with him, like, "Yo, Brian, yo, dude, like the bro, give me the Corona." He's like, "Nah, man, fuck you. The Corona's for me, man. There's no way in hell." "No, dude, give me the Corona." "No way, man." And his buddy comes up. He's like, "Dude, just give him the Corona." He's like, "No, this little shit is my bloodline, and he needs to learn how to drink." I'm like, "Fuck you mean I need to learn how to drink just because I'm not mixing all over the bar?" "No, fuck you. You're drinking." I was like, "All right." So he somehow, some way, I don't remember how it happened, but we must have talked him into it, and he gave me the Corona, and he had the Irish car bomb. And to my surprise, he's still standing, and I had my fifth beer that night. So just to cut it short, like I was just really proud of myself that I finally went into Union Jacks and conquered my demon. And if it worked for me, then always remember that a third time is a charm for anybody, anywhere. I'll see you guys next time.